Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maribella's Voice. Stay tuned as I bring you the rundown on the $1.9 trillion stimulus rescue bill that just got passed by the Senate, and also to learn more about when should you be receiving your 1,400 stimulus check. Like always, your questions matters to me. So make sure that you comment down below and also share this with your friends so that way you could support this channel as we bring you content that everyone enjoys. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the like and notification button so that way you could be informed every time we update and put a new video out. So let's get to it. So it was a bittersweet debate. It actually lasted for almost 27 hours. So could you imagine that? From Friday all the way to Saturday, how they were feeling. They were sleepy, they were tired, they were dazed, and they had to be doing this all for the American people.
A Washington all-nighter for COVID relief.
America needs the American Rescue Plan, and they need it now.
Another push from Bernie Sanders to include raising the federal minimum wage to $15.
We can no longer tolerate millions of our workers being unable to feed their families because they are working for starvation wages.
That amendment failed.
How much total time elapsed during the floor vote on the senator's amendment?
11 hours and 50 minutes.
Another hurdle over federal unemployment benefits halted action for hours as senators tried to hammer out changes to the amount of weekly checks and duration of that enhanced benefit. The compromise? $300 a week through September 6th. Republicans who oppose the plan as too expensive also complain about a lack of bipartisanship.
To President Biden, is this the new way of doing business? There's nothing new about this.
I think with this check, that's going to make a big difference in terms of their lives. We need to beat the virus, provide essential relief, and build an inclusive recovery. People need the help now.
So as you know, the Republican point of view and the Democratic point of views did not align very well, as President Biden's $1.9 trillion bill was actually pushed to be approved before March 14, 2021, before millions of Americans would lose their unemployment benefits. Republican leader voted against the bill as they said that the bill was unnecessary and unaffordable, as they're seeing the long-term picture and effects on the money deficit that it will cause for years to come.
Mr. President,
The Republican leader.
the Senate has never spent $2 trillion in a more haphazard way or through a less rigorous process. Voters gave Senate Democrats the slimmest possible majority. Voters picked a president who promised unity and bipartisanship. Democrats' response is to ram through what they call, quote, the most progressive domestic legislation in a generation on a razor-thin majority in both houses. The right path was obvious. We followed it 5 times last year. 5 rescue packages totaling $4 trillion, and none of them got fewer than 90 votes. The Senate wrote the CARES Act, Republicans and Democrats shoulder to shoulder. That was the road to real pandemic relief, but Democrats actually wanted, Mr. President, something else. They explained their intent very clearly: to exploit this crisis, quote, as a tremendous opportunity to restructure things to fit our vision. That's how you get this massive bill with only 1% for vaccinations. That ignores the science on reopening schools, that's stuffed with non-COVID related spending that even top liberal economists say is wrong for the recovery. Democrats inherited a tide that is already turning. 2021 is already set to be our comeback year because of the American people's resilience and the bipartisan foundation that we laid last year. We could have worked together to speed up victory, but our Democratic colleagues made a decision. Their top priority wasn't pandemic relief, it was their Washington wish list. So, Mr. President and colleagues, I strongly recommend a no vote.
Democrats are looking at the current crisis that the pandemic has caused to America and people that are facing the worst hardship right now.
Well, may we have order, please?
Senate will be in order. Those who have conversations, please take them off the floor or to the cloakrooms.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it's been a long day, a long night, a long year, but a new day has come. And we tell the American people, help is on the way. When Democrats assumed the majority in this chamber, we promised to pass legislation to rescue our people from the depths of the pandemic and bring our economy and our country roaring back. In a few moments, we are going to deliver on that promise. This bill will deliver more help to more people than anything the federal government has done in decades. It is broader, deeper, and more comprehensive in helping working families and lifting people out of poverty than anything Congress has seen or accomplished in a very long time. The pandemic has affected nearly every aspect of American life, so this bill spans the gamut and provides support to every part of our country. For Americans who doubted that the government can help them in this time of crisis, you'll be getting direct checks. Your schools will receive assistance to reopen quickly and safely. Your local businesses will get another lifeline, and the day when you receive the vaccine will be a lot sooner. The American Rescue Plan will go down as one of the most sweeping federal recovery efforts in history. It's never easy to pass legislation as momentum as this, but it will all and soon be worth it. Now, I know that on Saturday morning, the American people aren't watching our proceedings here. They're probably out walking the dog or sitting down with at breakfast with the kids. But I want them to know help is on the way, that their government is going to give one final push to get us over the finish line. I want the American people to know that we're going to get through this, and someday soon, our businesses will reopen, our economy will reopen, and life will reopen. We will end this terrible plague, and we will travel again and send our kids to school again and be together again. Our job right now is to help our country get from this stormy present to that hopeful future. And it starts with voting aye on the legislation before us. Vote yes on the American Rescue Plan. Vote yes. And before I yield the floor, one final note. Let us all express our deepest gratitude to all of my colleagues. We went through a long, long period in the last day. To the staffs of the committees and the personal Senate offices who worked so hard to put this legislation together. And especially, let us thank the great floor staff, the clerks, the cafeteria workers, the custodial staff, and the Capitol Police. Many of them have worked for as many as 36 hours straight. My notes here say, let's give them a round of applause, but you've already done that. And of course, one more thank you to my great and wonderful staff. I'll thank all of them by name at a later date, because I want them to be awake and alert when I do. I yield the floor.
No senator wishes to change their vote. If not, the yeas are 50, the nays are 49. The bill as amended is passed.
So what will the $1.9 trillion bill do for America? Let's check this quick outline. It will boost America's economy and get help to the neediest population. A one-time direct payment of up to 1,400 stimulus checks to Americans and even adult dependents for those in the threshold. $75,000 or less for individual filers, $112,500 or less for head of household, and $150,000 or less for joint returns. After that, it starts to phase out. Unemployment boost of $300 per week until Labor Day, which will be September 6th of 2021. And the first $10,200 of unemployment assistance will be tax-free. The money will be used for distributing the COVID vaccine, money relief for schools, city, states, and small businesses that have been affected by the pandemic. A one-year tax credit for Americans with children, which could cut poverty levels by half, which Biden wants to make it permanent. So the way that it will work, it will be $3,600 for children under the age of 6 and $3,000 for above that age, split into $300 for under 6 monthly and $250 for 6 and older monthly to start as early as July of this year. Subsidy increases for childcare to give more of a broadening of eligibility for the Affordable Care Act, an expansion of more food stamps, rental assistance, and more. But this is the big question that everyone has. When should we be expecting to receive the stimulus checks? Well, this is what I could tell you. The amended bill is supposed to go to the House this Tuesday to get voted on. After that, it's going to go to President Biden's desk where he is going to sign it. And after he signs that, it should not take longer than 2 weeks for us to be receiving that stimulus check. So how are you going to receive that? The same way that you receive your $600. If it was direct deposited, it will be direct deposited into your bank account. And if not, they are going to mail you a check out. So I hope this information was beneficial for you. And remember to stay tuned to Maribella's Voice as we keep on bringing you great content that everyone enjoys. I have a question for you. What do you think about the $1.9 trillion rescue plan bill that just got approved? Do you think that we needed that extra help from the government or not? Comment down below. If you like today's video, please make sure to hit the like button. Thank you for watching and see you soon.